Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it may be for you. It is a beautiful Sunday. It is a beautiful day given to us. It is also Father's Day. And so for that, I wish to just take a second, say Happy Father's Day to all the dads, the grandpas, the uncles, even the great-granddads, if you are out there. Happy Father's Day. You are loved and appreciated more than you know by both God and people close to you, whether it be one person or 10. Please keep doing what you do, what you need to do. We thank you and happy Father's Day. So, since it is Sunday, I wish to read from the scriptures. And so, I'm going to try to keep it a quick summary. My Nana was the most devout Christian I'd ever known. Alright, since as far back as I can remember, she always had a Bible, notes, was always studying, always learning. Alright? And I'm going to leave it that where it is. You know, that's actually a totally different topic I wish to touch on. But she's now with the Lord, and she left behind so much for us. And so I have this one bookmark from one of her Bibles. I mean, it's got writing front to back. All right. And the title of it is How to Overcome Low Self-Esteem. All right. And I have a few of her bookmarks in my Bible, right? But I saw this one in particular, and I thought, this is a perfect topic. This is perfect to follow up on my last video with, all right? My last video about exercise and, you know, how it will change you and your perspective, your outlook on life. And so I want to make this kind of a mini-series, I guess. I don't enjoy being too preachy, all right? But I do believe I need to share what my Nana left behind that she had learned from God and from her studies, from her teachings. So, this video is going to be discussing point 1, which is get a revelation of your relationship with God. Alright? So you might be wondering, what does this have to do with low self-esteem? Well, we'll get there. So the scripture that she put down, the book, chapter, verse, all that, she put Galatians 3:23, or excuse me, 3:22. And I'm already open to it. If you wish to go ahead and, if you have a Bible and you wish to get it out and open, feel free to. Free to pause the video, whatever you need to do. I am reading from the King James Version. I'm not going to, no one's going to judge you for reading from the new King James Version or anything like that. However, I will say this, and I will leave it at that. Do not stray too far from the original teachings, alright? Don't stray at all, alright? The more things are translated, the more they stray from the original meaning, alright? I'm going to leave that where it is. But do not feel bad about reading a different version, whatever. So long as you still get the original meaning and message. Alright. So, Galatians 3:22. I read it and I kept reading, and I mean, it finishes out the chapter with verse 29. And it's all relevant to getting a revelation of your personal relationship with God. However, these three verses, right, verse 22 to 24, really stuck out to me. It kind of points it out. It puts it out really hard. And so I'm going to read from verse 22 to 24, all right? So, Galatians chapter 3, verse 22 to 24, and the scriptures quote, "But the scripture hath concluded all under sin, that the promise by faith of Jesus Christ might be given to them that believe. But before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up unto the faith which should afterwards be revealed. Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster, to bring us unto Christ, that we might be justified by faith. And so you might be thinking, what does this have to do with a revelation, with my relationship with Jesus or with God? And honestly, it has everything to do with it. And Jesus said this himself, no one gets to the Father lest they go through him. All right? And we know this. We've heard this so countless times before. And there's a thing about the Bible with it, it's kind of like hitting a nail with a hammer, driving the point home. All right? It's stating it how it is, the truth, how it is. All right? If you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, if you do not have faith and believe in him, that he truly is the Son of God, that he is God that walked on this earth, right? That lived in this existence the same as we are, but was perfect in every single way possible, and that everything that he did was perfect. If you don't believe that, and if you don't sit on that, study it, implement his teachings into your life, then you won't know God. You will not know God. And so it makes me think about Mark. I can't remember, I think it's chapter 2. I can't remember the exact verse. But the Pharisees were angered. They were so confused by Jesus because he sat and ate with sinners. All right? And they were like, why would he sit with sinners if he's truly the Son of God? Wouldn't he be sitting with holy people? Right? And I mean, this all under sin. All right? Jesus stated he did not come for the people who claimed to already be saved, like the Pharisees. He did not come for them. He came for the sinners who live in darkness, who are seeking the light, who are seeking the way out of the darkness. And Jesus Christ is that way. He is the Word made flesh. All right? Everything he said, all of his teachings, everything can be implemented into your life. All right? It can all be. There goes my neighbor. I mean, I've implemented so much of his teachings into my life, and I'm going to admit, 2 years ago, I would have thought all of it was corny, and I did think all of it was corny, and when I did start reading the Bible, I was like, because I started in the New Testament, which was not a very bright thing to do, but it's fine. It is what it is. And I was like, it feels like this is just brain-numbing, repetition, Like I'm not getting it. And so, sadly, that was just my mindset of it. Because I had been led astray for so long. I mean, go give my songs a listen. See how far down the darkness I was. All right? Into that dark, empty lifestyle of sin. But over time, all right, God revealed things. And he didn't reveal things just magically. Like, oh, I asked for him to reveal something and then he just, put it in front of my eyes. No, that's not it. I had to implement Jesus' teachings into my life, After I started putting in my effort is when what God had been putting in front of me all along became obvious. It was like, where had I been all this time? But that was only after I started putting in effort and trying, genuinely trying and seeking change in myself. only then did I receive the change. And it wasn't the change I necessarily wanted in the moment, but it was the change that God needed me to have. And so that's what it has to do with your personal relationship with God. You can't have a personal relationship with God without having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, without implementing his teachings into your life and genuinely trying, genuinely wanting change. Because God knows your heart. God knows your heart. And Jesus does too. And they're the only ones that do other than yourself. All right? And so, all that being said, I don't believe there's any more that needs to be said. Please, if you stayed till the end, I thank you and I applaud you and I respect you. I pray that I would help guide you in the right direction or further your walk with Christ in some way, some shape, or some form. And I thank you for staying. So, I want you to take this day. If your father is in your life, go ahead and give them a hug. Tell them how much you appreciate them more than just getting them a gift. All right? Because it's way more than just material objects, all right? It is true love to your father.